I'm Victoria. I'm Vanessa. Yeah, it's okay if you can't tell us apart. I guess we would call it Twingineering. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back
Welcome back.
to our 34th episode of Twingineering. We're kind of backtracking because we skipped the number last time. But if you're new here, welcome. And if not, then welcome back. Vanessa and I created this podcast to be a resource for Latinas and other first generation minorities in engineering by providing advice, knowledge, testimonies, bringing on guests, and lots more. Check out, our 30 other episodes. Um, so today we don't have a guest, but we'll be talking. This will be our part three of our interview question series. Probably our last part in this series. TBD. But before we go into that, we're going to start off a little bit more conversational, talk about our weekly highs and lows, maybe something new that we learned, something new that we tried. But yeah, let's kick it off. We'll start off with the weekly lows to bring the energy up later. I will say the past two times that I have tried to make my coffee with my mocha pot, it has not been great, let me tell you. And I regret it. But I have to drink it R.I.P. because I add collagen. For the protein, for the gains.
So here it is. With this much left.
Uh,
I think I could make it too strong.
Oh, okay, so you gotta dial it back.
Yeah.
Um, my low has been the weather here. It's been gross, humid, hot. The air quality sucks because Canada's on fire. It does suck. I truly feel bad. Like now our air quality sucks, and then there's like storms here, and I'm like, so it hasn't been fun outside, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. This time around over there is like
not it. Yeah,
not good.
or in the winter, so like,
Really never. Um, so we'll bring the energy up. Some weekly highs. Last weekend, even though this was like last weekend, but I rode bikes on the beach last Saturday, and I thought that was like kind of nice. Don't really do that. Honestly, I don't really like driving to the beach just because there's always like lots of traffic and you have to pay for parking. Um, but yeah, I think that was nice. Enjoyed it. So
that's cute. Yeah. Um, what was my? Oh, um, I went back home for like the first weekend of July. So we went out, saw friends, saw family. Weather was nice there. It was a good time. That was like what, 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago-ish?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Hmm. Fun times. Did lots. So now we'll go into something new that we learned in our current role or just something new that we tried. Food, hobbies,
Thank you.
whatever. For me, I tried a new restaurant yesterday. Um, if you guys don't know, I live in a pretty populated area. It's like I forgot what it's called to be honest, but it's like a Italian place. In the Americana. So it was pretty good. Smaller
You're like
portions than I thought, but
you're like Cheesecake Factory, I think it was called.
yeah. I think it was like Wetzel's pretzels or something.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, but
well,
there's a lot in there.
um, For me, last weekend I took a solo trip to Cleveland. Um, I've never taken a solo trip like personally, like usually it's because of work and they force me to go alone, but I was like, I want to go to this event and I have no one to go with, but I also don't want to not go. So then I just went. It was really cool. Had a good time. I walked by the water too, and I was like,
Nice.
this is nice. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I will add is I did try this new matcha place. Well, it's matcha and coffee and tea, whatever. But it's called Leaf and Cloud and it's so good. Like I don't think I can try it. Well, you know what? I can't. I will probably buy other matchas like just because I won't be near this one all the time, but it's really good. You guys should try it. It's in Glendale, California.
For the wreck.
Okay, so now time for today's episode theme, interview questions part three. So today we are gonna start talking about more, like way more technical questions. I think last time we talked about technical, but there were still, I would say, more related to your resume and a little bit more behavioral, like somewhere in the middle between behavioral and technical questions. But today we're just going to start going through more technical questions. I think today's format is going to be a little bit different. In the past, we've been listing the question and kind of talking about it, but because we have a good amount to get through, we're going to list them, categorize them, and then you can take them and run with it. Also, these are examples. I don't know. I cannot guarantee that these will be asked during your interview, but it's good practice. Regardless, you know. Um, these are just some examples, and like previous ones that either I or other people have been asked. So do what you want with that information. But first, we'll talk about questions related to circuit stuff and filters. Then we'll go into op-amps and then MOSFETs. Obviously, there's a lot more to just electrical engineering, engineering in general. But like I said, take it or leave it.
Yeah, so this first section, or I guess the ones we're splitting it up, is related to circuits and filters. So one topic or question that you could be asked is to look at an unlabeled circuit diagram, and then try your best to identify what it could be for, and describe it as best as possible. Um, and then another one could be deriving the transfer function for a circuit that was designed. Number three, solving an equation on a board. So like they give you, right, an equation and then you have to solve it. Um, they could ask about anything about digital components, so like microcontrollers, embedded processors, and or analog circuitry. So that includes like op-amps, DC power, data converters, and then buck and boost converters, um, voltage regulators, um, the time constant. And then Victoria, if you have anything to add, just let me know or stop me. But
Yeah.
um, and then the next item would be Thevenin equivalent op-amps, and the educational background. Um, and then I guess included in this, finding the R Thevenin, the V Thevenin, um,
Yeah. Oh yeah, we said that.
yeah. Um, and then another item could be explaining how low pass and high pass filters work, the input and output for them, why it's a low or a high pass. Um,
Just like
and
filters in general, like just know them, band pass even.
yeah, what they do, purpose type. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then um drawing a basic low pass filter, and characterizing it. Drawing a non-inverting amplifier and characterize it. how do you combine the two to create an active low pass filter? So this one's very specific.
Yeah.
And then write out the gain in low frequency and high frequency. Um, so a lot of it is like also just, drawing it and characterizing it, knowing the use for it, I think is a common theme with some of these questions. So just being able to explain your process, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, just to add more to that section, like designing a low pass filter and then drawing its equivalent Bodhi plot. Um, what happens to a Bodhi plot if you add an inductor in series with a resistor? This is also a more specific question. Um, so just think about like review Bodhi plots, right? Transfer functions, poles and zeros, what happens to like the voltage, um, things like that. And then, oh, step responses. Draw the step response of a low pass filter given an input signal. What is the relationship between current and inductance? So even simple things like that, um, I would review as far or in terms of like circuit analysis, right? Like I know Vanessa mentioned like buck and boost converters, like buck drops the voltage in general, right? Boost will boost the voltage. Like if you have an input voltage of 5 volts, a boost converter will, you can jump it up to like, I don't know, 12 or something. And then a buck works in reverse. Like just know how things work, right? You want to be able to work through problems. And the way to do that is to understand how components function, right? Like let's say maybe you don't know the answer right away, like you can talk through it. I think the interviewer wants to know that you can do that analysis or like think about it and work through it. That's the main thing. Um, but yeah, Vanessa, do you have anything else to add? If not, I'll go into op amps and then MOSFETs. No? Okay, cool. Um, okay, so op amps. Once again, we're just gonna start listening to it. Honestly, this might be a short episode, but we just want to get through it all. Okay, so you may be asked analog questions that include filters and op amps. So just review that. You may be asked, okay, so this is like a specific one, but derive an op amp with a gain of 2, both inverting and non-inverting. So know what inverting and non-inverting op amps look like. Pull up a chart, print it out, know how to draw them. Um, Similar to the one before, designing amplifiers and knowing what the difference is between the different amplifiers. Um, um, let's see. Explain how an op amp works. What would you say op amps are most useful for? I guess that's more specific. Um, Given a window comparator circuit, draw the output with the triangle wave input. You may be asked about the cutoff frequency of a low pass RLC circuit. So RLC resistor and inductor capacitor. Um, and I think that was it. Honestly, I think we might have mentioned op amps in the previous section. As far as MOSFETs go, what is the purpose of, oh, sorry, this one I accidentally placed in here. But what's the purpose of the inductor and capacitor at the output? How do you make the input more efficient? Draw the internal make of a CMOS transistor. Make or design or create different gates. So like and OR gates using MOSFETs. Um, Another question, can you describe how a MOSFET works? I think that's a big one. Um, like how, like not just MOSFETs, but like amplifiers and stuff. But in terms of like a MOSFET, like what is it?
So yeah, we didn't want to go into specific detail. We're kind of using this episode as a resource to give you the questions. What could they ask if it was technical? Obviously, this is more, or this is geared more towards like electrical engineering roles and questions. So you can use these as like a practice questions. I think Victoria and I will have a different format for how we kind of share these questions, just because we kind of just read them off, and like the other ones, we took time to um, describe how we would answer, or you know, yeah, I think that was it, just how we would answer.
Yeah. And just some other things also, like maybe not categorized in these categories. God, could have used a different word. Um, you may be asked to analyze an RC circuit with a switch. Um, Describe how I2C communication works. Like I know maybe that's not hardware, but like signals, data, clock signals, master, slave, like when you're coding, like we still learn about that. Switching regulators, linear regulators, infinite impulse responses, response filters, finite impulse response filters, um, like number of poles and zeros and what that means for both of them. Like if you're given a transfer function with the numerator and denominator, you know, learn how to analyze that. I didn't really get asked too many coding questions. I mean, it depended. Um, but if you do kind of remember or practice things like that, just in case, if you think your role will consist of any kind of coding, um, for example, given an array of so many numbers, with each number being unique and in the range of blank, what is the most optimum way to find the missing number? Something like that. Um, PID controllers, closed loop. I'm just throwing out like words.
Also, yeah, if there are terms where you have no idea what it means, this is a good time to be like, well, let me Google that. You
Hmm.
know, so that way you do know.
Yeah, I
YouTube
would say, sorry.
University for sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just said YouTube University.
Oh, yes. One resource that I do recommend is Michael Van Biesen. I hope that's how you say his name. Um,
Lecture online.
he's on YouTube. Yeah, I lecture online on YouTube. I think he has a lot of just like science, math, engineering, YouTube related videos that I think are pretty easy to follow with examples. Um, and it's a good review. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think the other resources I recently talked about are related to more like board stuff or like Arduino and stuff. But
Mhm.
I would take the time to just even like watch the videos, like run that through your brain, just listen to it. Kind of like a podcast, like this one.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah. Um, and if you get like stuck or if you freeze, don't. Just kidding.
Like just
Th-
melt.
Yeah, this is where like you need to use your communication skills and try to work through it. Like this is where like, okay, like maybe I don't know how this works, but I do know how like something else in this problem works. And like explain how you think you would get to the solution. Like there's different ways to approach a problem, but not answering it, I think not is the only way not to approach it. Like say what
Yeah.
you do know, and communicate that as best you can.
Yeah. And also don't make it seem like you're guessing too. Like if you don't know something, don't try to act like you do. Because maybe they're like, oh, follow up to that. And you're like, oh. You know
Good
what?
question.
Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
just like speak through your process or your thinking.
mhm. Um, but I think that was mainly it for interview questions, part three, technical questions. Um, I don't have any additional like questions you could ask the interviewer. I think we talked about that in the first episode, but just a reminder to always have questions to ask the interviewer, whether that's related to engineering or not, like related to the company, related to the role, uh, work-life
Like,
balance. Like
how
always
would
ask
you
questions.
solve this problem?
I know. I asked the questions here. But yeah, and if you guys have any other questions that you want us to address, please feel free. We try our best to give what we can based on what we know, but um if there's something that you want us to talk about, please reach out.
Yes. But yeah, so I know this is kind of a shorter episode, but um thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope we like the questions were clear when we said them, but we'll list them out as well. But yeah, you can watch our other podcast episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and on YouTube. I have yet to update the website, so don't look at it.
But follow us on social media. That is updated typically. So, yeah. Okay, well, thanks again.
Bye.